welcome to the channel. This is Clarity Empress, the Empress of Clarity. I'm on the road. We're gonna see how this work out. We don't know. We're trying something different. Moderator on. Yeah, so I decided to take y'all on the road with me because I got a message. We are in a collective shift, a collective change, a collective let go. People are choosing themselves. And, I was saying to a couple of people yesterday, and it just feels so right and so true, that we really are at that new earth era. And I used to think that when people talked about the new earth, they would mention, those same type of people talk about hugging trees. Well, I found out hugging trees is a real thing. It work. It feels great. You need to try it. Go touch grass. All of that, right? But I was always perplexed by the new earth talk. Like, what does that mean to be in a new earth? And clearly the state of where we are in the world, it don't matter where you are right now, what country you are in right now, the state of this new earth is the empathetic versus the non-empathetic. So people who are empathetic and compassionate versus those who don't have those two things right there. So the empathic or the empathetic and the compassionate resonate in the frequency of love, whether it's self-love. I had to look down for a second. I saw you made a comment. Hey, it says, whether you have self-love or love for others versus those who are empty, you know what I'm saying? Their hearts are these deep caverns that are filled basically with trauma, which is basically a black pit. They say black holes hold a lot, right? And they still studying them. That's pretty much what it is. The less empathetic you are and loving you are, the harder life is about to get for you. If you don't think it's hard now, ooh, baby, you just stay on this side of the earth for a little longer and you're about to feel it. Whereas those who have love and compassion are learning how to love themselves, focus on peace, and find their tribe. It is so different in the energy that it's like night and day. We literally feel it like night and day. It's got people pulling down structures and righting wrongs that should have been righted a long time ago, right? It's got people turning inward and outward at the same time, saying this is enough. Enough is enough. I'm giving personal readings. I'm doing tarot readings online. Everybody's in this transitional energy, whether you want to be or not. Whether it's your choice or not. And the clearest choice for those with empathy and compassion is to focus on loving themselves and giving themselves that love and compassion that they were already pouring into others. Pouring into those buckets with holes in it, where people just take, gimme, want more, but don't have nothing to give you back. Or they give you breadcrumbs and make you feel like they did something, but it did nothing but fall into your bucket and disintegrate. You understand? Hi, Paula Clemens. So it's like you have to now look at life differently. Everybody I connect with, like I said, if I'm reading you, if I'm having a friendly conversation with you, the sentiment is genuinely the same. Life like it is right now cannot stay the way it is. And in order to change, in order to grow, there has to be a radical acceptance. And sometimes sometimes the radical acceptance is not, how can I explain this? So the radical acceptance is not the waiting game. That's what I want to say. It's not the waiting game. It's not sitting down and just being still and hoping things or the person is going to change. It's actually letting go and literally moving the fuck on. Because we cannot hold people down that don't want to be held. We got to release people. We got to let them be what they want to be and where they want to be. And from divorces happening, people leaving their jobs, ending friendships, walking away from family. This new earth is a real divide. When people learn to choose themselves, there's a certain type of calm. I saw a short this morning, and in the short it said, the man said, men get very mean-spirited toward a woman when they no longer want the woman. And what they do is they try to play her against her emotions, make her want to break up with them so that they can act like they didn't do anything. But when women, and I'm just going to put it at like the feminine energy though, but when women decide, I'm no longer for this anymore, they leave calmly, quietly, because you had them fucked up a long time ago. They good. Now they calm. They don't need to talk no more. They ain't got nothing else to say. They're not waiting for you to change anymore. And it's not a silent treatment. A treatment indicates that's a punishment. I'm giving you something I feel you deserve, right? The silence, when a woman is calm and done with you, is just permanent. That's not a treatment. And there's a whole lot of masculine energy around here, male or female, but masculine energy out here playing in people's faces, trying different tricks and games to get over. You know how much brain capacity it takes to lie? You know what I'm saying? To strategize against people. You could be using that brain capacity for good and be actually winning. But no. In their mind, it's easier to be nasty, petty, cheaters, spiteful, passive aggressive, or in your face, right? Than to think about how you feel. Again, no empathy. A man, when you mistreat a man, he ain't got no problem walking away from you. Usually, not all the time. He ain't got no problem walking away from you and choosing himself. He think you got him fucked up in the game. He gone. Well, because a lot of empathetic people feel unsafe in these connections, it's up to them to take action in their masculine energy and walk the fuck away. It takes a lot to let the There are people out here that's in connections knowing that they're not right, knowing that they're not treating their partner right, haven't treated them right, there's no equal give and take. But then they wait their partner out, wait for the partner to stop being mad so they can go back to regular. So they can feel like, well, I don't have to change now because, you're speaking to me again. You have accepted me again. And all of that's starting to change for a lot of people. Folks are looking out that front door for permanent endings. They're looking to, folks is looking for legal assistance. Help me get out of here. You know what I mean? They're looking for connections, looking for resources, community, the village, whatever it takes to get up out of there. People are looking for that now. Why? Because enough is enough. How many times you gonna look somebody in the eye and they gonna lie to you and say they gonna do better and they don't? Some of them don't even, say they gonna do better. They just look at you like, well, this is me and I guess you just gonna have to accept it because this is who I am and I'm not changing. You know what I'm saying? So, what'd you say? She accepted it. Move on. Yep. That self-centered attitude attitude that these non-empathetic people, male or female, have is going to crumble their world. You know what I mean? Whatever they invest in, especially those people that invest in hollow relationships, but then negate the loving ones because they feel like the loving ones should just accept their projections, accept their abuse. You know what I'm saying? Accept their neglect. They think, oh, okay, well that person, they love me. They ain't gonna go nowhere. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't no, and don't nobody want them but me. You know what I'm saying? So I can go out here and act a fucking fool, play games, be in the streets, and come back in these sheets. And people are like, you got me fucked up. Now, I'm not doing that no more. You know, we have to, the compassionate ones, the empathetic ones, we have to stop seeing the human in people that don't resonate in humanness. We got to stop assuming that the person that we're trying to connect with recognizes us, understands who we are, and is willing to treat us like a human being. Because they're not. If they don't, they don't. You know what I'm saying? It's time to see them as they are and not what we want them to be. Okay? I had to tell another person, I did a reading, Monday. And I told him, I said, you know, in his particular case, the mother energy, I said, she might be a mother biologically, but she is not a nurturer. She may clean the child up. She might keep her clean. She might feed her well. She may make her look nourished and healthy. But deep within, there is something very much lacking. And I said, and you can never take for granted that she is a human being. If she give you an ounce or a hint of humanness, don't believe her. I had to tell him because that's what Spirit showed me. Empress in reverse, that raggedy bitch energy. And I was like, you are a loving person, a loving and nurturing person, but that is not who she is, and you know that about her. He was like, you're right. Then I turned around and had to do that again in a different scenario on the opposite side. I'm like, we know these people aren't right. We have to remember that. We gotta remember that. You can't treat you know, like people call them people disrespectful people, animals and stuff like that. I don't really like using that term, but an animal is not a human is not an animal. So if y'all have very different viewpoint and this person is cruel, vicious, slick, any of those things with you, you have to recognize who they are.
Hi, Mommy.
Baby.
What you doing?
I'm on live.
What?
Yep.
Why?
Because I didn't get to do it because I had to come get you. So I wanted to see how it worked. Seems like it's working fine, right, y'all? So anyway, I'm not going to keep y'all long. But, you know, like I was saying, when somebody is so different and feels like they are a different species, you gotta believe what you see. If it's a duck, it's a duck. If it's a dog, it's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to make it a cute little cuddly cat. It's not. If it's a snake, it's a snake. It's not a furry animal. It's not a mammal. It's a reptile. Like, learn the difference. Learn who they are. And you know, and then hold that to your memory. One of the things I realized too is that trauma erases a lot of memory. You know, especially when you've been traumatized over and over and over again, right? When you are traumatized multiple times, you try to compartmentalize that, and then you try to look at the positives, especially if you still care. But when you've been played with and wrangled and neglected and all those things multiple times, we downplay. Oh, I mean, they didn't mean it. That's not really who they are. You know, I know, yeah, like you look into their higher selves, but then you're not seeing the present. You're not seeing their earthly being. And you got to recognize these earthly beings. That's why we're going to have this separate earth. It's going to be different. It's like, you know how they say the have-nots? It's the have empathy or the have not empathy. You get what I'm saying? Like, we gotta recognize who they are. So You don't become what they say in the Bible about Sodom and Gomorrah. What's his name? Lot's wife. She turned back, and everybody turned, or they claim she turned to salt, right? Whether that's true or not, I don't care. My point is, we can't keep looking back at people that treat you bad. Keep with the expectation that they're going to be better, that they're going to change. They just got to come change. Radically different. Radically different. Not a little bit. Now, I did this one thing this one time or two times. Like, it has to be a radical difference. And you're going to know. You're going to know. But the thing is, you can't wait for that day to happen. It may never happen, especially if they believe that you're waiting on them. So let them be. And you got to practice self-love. Ain't that what we talk about all the time? Self-love.
Yes.
Yes. Loving yourself is the most important thing you could ever do, because then you will attract those that will love you. You will attract your tribe. It will be more normal and natural. It don't feel awkward. You might be nervous sometimes when you meet new people, but for the most part, as you ease into those relationships, they start to make more sense. You start to realize, oh, I do deserve to be praised and loved on. I do deserve to be spoiled sometimes, or surprised, or, you know what I'm saying? I do deserve to be loved on, period. And I don't have to wait for somebody to make an excuse or, tell me that whatever else they got going on is more important than me. No, you need to be on that pedestal every now and then. You know what I'm saying? With people that love to place you there because you belong there. People that you can reciprocate that for, because they also are people that align with you. People that cheer you on, and you mutually cheer them on. So I know, like I told one of them, or no, they told me, they said, oh, so this is collective energy that I'm experiencing. I said, absolutely. Because I can't really come across anybody that's not really saying, you know what, maybe I'll need to do this differently. Maybe I don't need them like I thought I did. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like, people are really willing and in the middle of transitions. Because it's time, y'all. And putting yourself first is never wrong. Loving yourself is never, ever wrong. Now, people who don't want you to love yourself will tell you that you're selfish. They'll tell you, you think too high of yourself. You should think high of yourself. They'll tell you that, you're not that big a deal. But you are a big deal. But at the same time, they would be grandiose and tell you, no, they're a bigger deal. You get what I'm saying? You gotta know the difference. You gotta know the difference. And you gotta learn to love yourself. Put yourself first. And if you don't know what that means, study what it means. Look it up. Ask questions for people that you resonate with, that you see set an example for you. Well, how do you love on yourself? Loving yourself don't mean spa visits, but it can include spa visits. You know what I'm saying? Loving yourself is taking care of yourself, eating right, sleeping right. You know what I'm saying? Exercising if you want to. Reading a book. Doing a craft. Being artsy. Being going out with friends. Or not going out, for treating yourself. It could look like so many things, but learning how to love you, what that means is going to be unique to you, but you need to do. And it doesn't mean like just because your friend, your bestie says, well, I like to go do this, that you have to do that exact thing to love on yourself. No, it's getting to know yourself. Get to know who you are, and then love that person you are. It's that blend, that shadow work. Put it all together. Start working on it. You know what I'm saying? So you can feel good about you. And these people that try to put you in that waiting game, let them go. Let them go wait on that game. Let them sit and wait for you to come back. That's their business. You need to go and do what you and not think about them, not worry about what they doing. And you know what? When you stop, or you make the decision to stop, it gets easier over time to just release that energy that probably held you in a chokehold when you were, "Oh, I gotta nurture this person, and I know I'm the only one, and they need me because," and blah blah blah. When you were their martyr, you were there in your mind, you were their everything. But at the same time, when you describe them, you weren't nothing. So take that nothing and go ahead and nothing them. And go ahead and love on you, whatever that means, or whatever your favorite thing to do is. Invest in that. Invest in what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying?
You know, a couple of people who think that they're bigger than life.
Yeah, those grandiose, narcissistic type people are always boasting and bragging and telling everybody else how great they are. When you just being great within your skin, you ain't really gotta do nothing but be you. You being you is enough. You are enough. And don't let nobody else tell you that you're not enough. Oh, I can't see. You know what I'm saying? She said, "Oh, that was the same comment."
Yes, ma'am.
You know, check me out. You know what I'm saying?
You doing this at the wrong time.
I wanted to see if it was gonna work. It worked. But I can't put it up, and I don't want no officer to see, so it's just on my lap. But anyway, that was the message. You know, I hope it resonated. I hope it was helpful for someone. I hope you start the process, if you have not already, to look into, how do I love on myself? What do I need to pour into me? How do I become a better me? If you are on the side of, I'm a non-empathic person, well, if you want to be, you can be. It's really a choice. It boils down to how much your trauma impacted you, that either you were willing to choose one side or the other. Now, if you choose the non-empathic side and that works for you, God bless you, take care. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not working for you, then you might want to consider what will work for you. But if you are the non-empathic one and you've been taking from somebody, don't go run back to them to take from them some more. Go pour into yourself. Okay? That's the right thing to do. That's the empathic thing to do. It's to pour into yourself before you start looking to take from somebody. Don't be drunk. Don't be a vampire trying to suck from somebody else when you need to replenish your own bloodline, your own blood source. You know? Okay, sis. Thank you for joining me. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if this is your first time. I hope, like I said, the reading resonates. Resonate with you. Make sure you ring that bell. That